A lot of our regular viewers want to know. I mean, I get this question all the time, multiple times if I do a Q&A. They're like, what happens when Trump dies? I mean, let's face it here. Donald Trump is an old guy. He is not in great shape. He cannot beat the clock. Nobody can beat the clock. We will all die one day. So what happens when Donald Trump kicks the bucket? Well, here's a question from one of our YouTube community members by the name of Sunner Knight, who asks, love what you're doing, Farron. My question is, if Trump wins in 2024, what do you think will happen once he is 6 feet under? Will one of his sons take his place? I ask this because neither of them has the ability to gather a crowd like their father. I think when Donald Trump is no longer in the land of the living, that his sons are screwed. I think they lose everything. And not just politically. A lot of people do want to ask that, like, do Trump's sons take over, when he's gone? Do they inherit this political movement? And the answer is no. Because, this community member makes a great point here. They can't gather a crowd. But more importantly, they can't work a crowd. They don't have what Trump has. They don't have that ability to psychologically manipulate people like their dad does. It's a unique quality. It's evil. Again, don't get me wrong. I'm not giving him credit. But he can do it and they can't. It is a very, very rare trait that comes along once in a generation. And they didn't get that. So when Donald Sr. is gone, Trump Jr., I think, will try. He has his little podcast, Triggered, as he calls it, because God knows Republicans love to slap that label on everything. But he's not going to draw the crowds. Eventually, it'll fade out, and he'll fade away. But I think more importantly than the political movement is what happens to what's left of the company. Let's be real. In just a couple weeks here, we're going to be getting that final ruling from Judge Engoron in New York that is likely going to dissolve the Trump organization. Now, at Trump's age, and with him trying to become president again, can he just simply restart that company the way it was in a different area, even after they have assets seized in New York where some of their most expensive properties are? No. At least not to the degree where it was. And it's always going to have that negative connotation with it. They're going to struggle to get any loans from any banks to buy any properties. A fraud ruling is going to kill their ability to negotiate with any bank on this planet. I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're going to be very narrow. It's like if you get a DUI, it's very hard to get car insurance. And that's kind of what you're looking at with this situation. So I think the bigger question for Trump's sons is not, do you get the political movement? It's, how long do you keep whatever's left of the company running before it all crumbles to the ground? Because it's going to come crumbling to the ground. It may come before Don Sr. Kicks the bucket. So these idiots could be left with nothing. They might actually have to go out there and get real jobs. As long as Daddy's around, he can always kind of carry things a little bit and get it somewhere. But once he's gone, they got nothing. They will have nothing. They will be left with nothing, and they will probably leave this world with nothing. Ring of Fire is just a few subscribers short of hitting that 1 million subscriber milestone. So if you're not already subscribed, please go ahead and do so and stay up to date with all of the latest from Ring of Fire.